Ask yourself the damn question. Is winning the only thing to you?
Sports today are not just played on the field. They're played every day, online, all over the world, by sports fans just like you.
Don't you dare breathe. That won't get you anywhere. If you don't think you're a winner, you don't belong here.
The Star Fantasy League Show puts you in control of your own team. Find out who to sit, who to start, how to play, and have your daily fantasy sports questions answered with your host, Jonathan Sprung, and co-host SFL CEO Zach Stanley and Nick Steblenko. The Star Fantasy League Show is on the air now.
Hello and welcome to the Star Fantasy League Show here on 105.5 The Team in Rochester. I am your host, Jonathan Sprung, joined, as always, by the teddy bear to himself, Nick Steblenko.
Jonathan, you sound a little raspy this morning. Or this afternoon.
Wow, this morning. Where do you think we are right now?
We're both off. We're just both crazy.
Yeah, no, my voice is raspy because I was around a bunch of screaming little children last night.
Is that so? Where were you?
I don't want to explain.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Would you like me to explain to everybody where you were?
I was at a concert at Darien Lake. It may have been a concert for 12-year-olds.
It may have been a Paramore concert. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
That's not the embarrassing half. It's also Fall Out Boy as well. That was the embarrassing half.
Oh, man. You were going to try and hide that from us, weren't you?
You know what? I had fun. Someone who also was there who had some fun was Jason Gringer, right? Jason, you were there. I saw you.
I was not there.
You weren't crowd surfing?
No.
I don't believe you.
How dare you?
How
dare you?
I had to save that one. I did see that you were there last night. I had to poke a little fun at you, but...
What, that he was there?
No, that you were there. I knew you were there. I knew.
What, because I told everyone I'm leaving the office to go to that Paramore concert? That was the part that gave it away, apparently. No?
Didn't say
I try
to hide it.
I try to avoid Darien Lake at all costs if I don't have to.
Yeah, we went... It rained again, by the way.
Oh,
again.
It's not surprising.
No, it's not. It's so typical. Anytime I go to a show there, it pours rain.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yep, and I had friends who were too cheap to get actual seats, so that happened.
You know what, though? I can enjoy a good lawn concert. I really can. If the sun's out, there's nothing nicer than enjoying some music on the grass, but the sun never shines in Darien Lake.
I was going to say, what a great transition, because guess what? It's Rochester, and it's dreary out today.
Yeah. Once again. Oh,
well, at least Zach's out enjoying himself on the links, right? In the rain.
Is that where he is?
I thought he was digging holes.
Oh,
wait, that's just how he plays golf.
Oh! That is a beautiful, beautiful transition to today's Star Fantasy League show. We are digging lots of holes. We're being accountable because I think we dug lots of holes yesterday. Nick, I did end up beating you, but I wasn't happy with my score. I don't think you were either.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was still in the top top quarter of people on StarFantasyLeagues.com, but I didn't like my team at all.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a little bit of an off night. I mean, John Danks threw a beauty, 7 2/3.
10 strikeouts.
Yeah, so I don't know what happened there. I think a lot of people were relying on some big bats. I mean, I had Trout and Pujols in my lineup combined for -3 points between the two of them.
All right, so let's get right into it. For accountability for yesterday on StarFantasyLeagues.com, I advocated to stack those Angels, put in my value plays, Cowgill and Iannetta. You had Trout. I wanted to put him as my play of the day, but, man, they really crapped the bed, didn't they?
Yeah, it was just bad all around. I don't understand it. Did not make any sense. I know Danks has come up with a couple of spot starts where he really produces well, but this is a little bit more than what we were expecting.
A little more?
Yeah.
Yeah, 10. I was expecting less than half of that.
Well, I mean, I was expecting at least 5 or 6 runs, but, man, 7 2/3, 10 Ks, that's ridiculous.
I should have followed your premonition yesterday. I mentioned Cole Hamels as my play of the day for pitcher. And for some reason, he's your boy, but you weren't, backing me up. So I should have known that was, a giant red flag.
Well, Miami's terrible against right-handed pitching, but they are not as bad against left-handed pitching. They've gone yard on them a couple of times, and, there are better matchups out there. One of them being on the other side of the plate, Tom Kohler.
Yeah.
Kohler was fantastic. He got over 10 fantasy points, so.
Kohler's strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
very
was
solid.
He was pretty
very
good.
Solid.
Yeah, what is that, the third time Hamels has faced Miami this year?
Yeah. So they have a good read on him. You know, the last game before this one that he pitched against them, they had 3 solo shots on him.
To be fair, I didn't think Miami's offense was competent enough to figure it out after 3 times. Apparently they were. They figured it out.
That could have been a fair assumption.
Yeah, I mean they're just, it's not one of those offenses you go, oh yeah, they'll figure something out, right?
I was a little bit more disappointed in our Red Sox for actually showing up because I picked Travis Wood and that did not go well.
Yeah, let's look at these numbers real quick. Just the Chicago Cubs alone, 4 home runs, 19 hits. Hold on, that's not the end of it. The Red Sox had 16 hits. There were 35 total hits in that game. I think it was 25. No, it was 16-9, right? So 25 runs. That's insane. Everybody on the Cubs, except for the one guy, Chris Coghlan, that I picked, had 2 hits. And Coghlan actually ended up getting like 4 or 5 for great value. I think he was the minimum.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you found a needle in a haystack by accident on that
Okay, I needed a minimum guy at the last second because Odor was hitting like 8th or 9th. I didn't like that. I saw Coghlan hitting at the top of the lineup. Didn't really like Workman all that much. Threw him in for the minimum. Sometimes you can find a flyer.
I got to be honest. I really thought that Workman was going to have a pretty good start, and that wasn't the case. I'm not really sure. Right off the bat, you could tell something was up. His location was off. He just wasn't finding the strike zone.
That's the funny part. Yeah,
wasn't good.
This series was what 2-1, 1-1, like all these terrible low scores, and then 16-9. Like, come on now, Chicago.
What are you gonna do?
All right, we're done. We're done being accountable. Jason can't be accountable because this is the first time this week you've been on the show. Actually, no, you were on Monday.
I wasn't
here.
You know what he could be accountable for? That he beat both of us.
That is true.
I'm not going to admit that because he wasn't on the show, so he's not part of the bet. Not part of any of this.
Well, soon.
Yeah, this is true. Today you'll get your chops. And let's get right to it. We're going to do our lineup breakdown for Thursday on StarFantasyLeagues.com. And apparently we have absolutely no lead-in music for this segment. Isn't that exciting?
That's fun.
What happened?
Well, maybe it was the cage guy who was sleeping.
Why was he sleeping?
Because it's dreary out.
Oh.
Yeah. He hasn't been fed in 3 weeks.
You know what? Usually when we record the show, he doesn't like to wake up unless we nudge him. Jason, did you forget to nudge him through the cage?
I nudged him. Maybe I should have just kicked the cage.
There you go. You're learning. Don't feed him. Kick the cage. He's a gremlin. Leave him alone. All right, let's get right to our lineups for Thursday. I am all aboard the Dodger train, the entire Dodger train. I got 4 of them in. The maximum you can have on StarFantasyLeagues.com. That's a giant stack. I got Hanley, I got Puig, I got Kemp, and I got my boy, Van Slyke. Van Slug.
Is Hanley headed for the DL?
Is he? I saw he
heard rumors.
He played last night.
He might be playing again, but he's been on and off dealing with some injury issues. But yeah,
again,
I mean, if you don't like Franklin Morales, that'll be that.
Somebody over here likes Morales.
I like Franklin.
Okay, he's going to go – this is going to be a really funny matchup because he's going to go one way, and I'm going the exact opposite. So we're going to have – one of us is going to come out right, and one of us is going to come out very wrong.
And it's Coors Field, so who knows what's going to happen.
No, we know what's going to happen. It's Coors Field.
Crazy games there.
Yeah, fun games. I'm hoping.
I'm going to hope for 3 or 4 fantasy points out of him, and then everything else is just going to take care of itself.
Let's be fair. If he does get 3 or 4 fantasy points, I'm still hoping there are closers and middle relievers and setup guys who just bombs away. That would be nice. We'll take it.
We'll see.
But yeah, I absolutely love that team. Anytime Van Slyke's going up against a lefty, he has a 494 weighted on-base average against lefties. It's one of the highest in the league. It's ridiculous. And he just, every single time they plug him in. There you go. Get 3, 4 fantasy points.
Yeah, glad they finally figured that out, though. I mean, we talked about it before. Mattingly has not – he didn't pay attention to the stats the way that they unfold for us, and it's definitely bit them in the past. Now the Dodgers seem like they have their formula down, and they're definitely surging.
They're coming on strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Did this happen last year, too?
Yeah, they have been pretty bad against left-handed pitching this year, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. We mentioned this on the show yesterday. As a team, they are bad, but the top 3 guys, I believe it was Puig, Hanley, and Van Slyke, are all hitting over 400 weighted on-base average. So you can pick players from the team that actually overall isn't that good, but you have guys who can hit for power.
That is true.
Yep.
And definitely Van Slyke will get you some power, especially for his price. He is inexpensive. All right, all my other guys are pretty much tandems. From the Angels, who couldn't hit of Anaheim, I have Ionetta and Cowgill again for value because I have some nice pitcher in there that required all my money.
Yeah, I have Cowgill as well. Oberholzer is nothing special, being a lefty, and I mean, he's gotten blown apart a couple of times this year. I'm going to put Trout in again, and I'm gonna hope that last night was just a misnomer. It was just a misleading, terrible game that isn't going to happen again.
You hope.
Well, that's your big boy there on
That's
Star Fantasy Leagues.
That's my big one.
He's the top guy, I think.
Who,
tonight.
Trout?
Dog.
Yeah.
Trouty mouth?
Yeah. What is he, 11,000 something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little expensive, but I have no problem. He always can get you like 12, 14 fantasy points. He doesn't even need a home run to do it. That's how ridiculously talented he is.
Yeah. I mean, I like to do that. Pick guys that can score a number of different ways. Trout's a no-brainer, but there are tons of other guys out there that are like that. They can steal. They can score in numerous ways.
Another team that's a no-brainer is Pittsburgh against Brandon McCarthy of Arizona. The guy is just, let's be honest, he's a chud. Really bad against lefties, so I stacked up on a couple of them. I got Ike Davis in there. Like I said, I needed to find a lot of value because I got all my Dodger guys in. Him and Neil Walker. Please tell me why I have Neil Walker in my lineup.
Well, because he's batting 4th. And
No,
he's
but-
actually pretty solid against
But he
right-handed
has,
pitchers.
I know he is, but I've looked over his past couple weeks. He hasn't done anything at all.
Okay, well, the one that you should have in there is Gregory Polanco,
I did notice that, but where am I putting him?
and where he belongs, in your outfield.
Who am I getting rid of? I have Cowgill for extreme value. I got Van Slyke. I got Kemp, and I got Puig. Isn't he like 70-something hundred? You want me to put him
Yeah,
instead
see,
of Puig?
I don't know. I just wouldn't. I'm not sold on Matt Kemp. I don't really love him. Jason likes him. I'm not a fan of him. I'm not huge on him.
Lefty.
It sounds like you guys are going to have some contrasting lineups today.
See, this is why
Should
we
be a
like.
good matchup.
This is why most shows just tell you who they like. This is why we break down our lineup. How these guys actually fit into your lineup is really important because you could go, I like 7 outfielders. Guess what? Not realistic.
Well,
can't put 7 in.
If you don't like Neil, you should take him out. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he likes you. You got Neil Walker in your lineup, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Of course I do. I love Pittsburgh.
Perfect. All right, my last guy. I actually wanted to talk to you guys about this real quick. My last position came down. I had a lot of money. I had around 9,400 left for my third baseman because I like 2 of them, and they're both around the same price. It's between Josh Donaldson from Oakland going against R.A. Dickey, or Adrian Beltre against Wei-Yin Chen. Am I going for consistency with Beltre, or am I going for power with Donaldson?
Well, if I'm helping Nick, I would say put Beltre in.
Okay, right as it sits right now, you can look at my screen. I do have Josh Donaldson in.
All right,
That's probably the smart play.
We have to be fair. We have to be fair.
The Baltimore game is probably going to get rained out.
Is that
tonight.
true?
Yeah.
Well, again, you do have over 2 hours from the time we're doing this show until lineups lock on StarFantasyLeagues.com. And if this game is at 7, obviously you do it right away. If the game's later, 8, 9, you still have time. We do have late swap option. If you see it, game's about to get rained out, you have until the minute that game was supposed to start to swap those players out.
Yeah, if that game's actually going to go, the other guy you need to put in is Rios. Alex Rios is coming back on strong.
I am such a weirdo. He's my play of the day. I put him and I can't get him in my lineup because I like the Dodgers so much.
Yeah.
I'm a weirdo.
Well,
I can't help it.
I don't think you can go wrong with Donaldson against the knuckleballer.
And I think we all agreed on these pitchers yesterday. Oh, sorry, maybe not. I have Worley and Shoemaker for value against Arizona and Houston. And then I have Tanaka-san. Tanaka-san's my guy. Anytime he's pitching, especially in a good matchup against Minnesota, I can't go wrong.
What's his salary at now? It's like
21,000.
almost 22.
Yeah.
I mean, Tanaka's a no-brainer. He should be able to mow down a couple of Twins, but I still don't like Shoemaker. He's had 2 starts against Houston this year. Neither of them have gotten over 1 fantasy.
I know, I saw that, but of late, he has pitched much, much better. That's true.
See, I like,
both matches were a long time ago.
Phil Hughes in that matchup against his former team there.
Do you? Yeah, the intangibles. Somebody talked about that. You gotta look at these weird intangibles going up against an old team that kind of kicked him to the curb. Coming back, it's time. It's always time for John Holt's Mailbag. And you're listening to the Star Fantasy League Show on 105.5 The Team.
The Star Fantasy League Show. Information is key to being a successful fantasy team owner, and the guys have all the updated info you need right now. Okay, fantasy sports fans.
There's a letter in your mailbox.
Time to dig into Donald's mailbag for your questions and comments.
Read the mail, read the mail, read the mail.
Jump in the game. Send your questions and comments to the Star Fantasy League's team by tweeting at SFL Show.
That's right. All you got to do to be part of Jonald's Mailbag and have your voice heard is tweet us at SFL Show, and you can be part of the show.
Yeah, just talk to us. We're lonely. Well, I'm not.
We are.
But tweet John.
I believe Zach right now, since he's not on the show, wants to live vicariously through the Star Fantasy League show. He's probably listening, and B, he's probably tweeting along. He's live tweeting the show he's not on.
Really?
Okay.
I don't know. Why don't we tweet him right now and find out?
All right, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, that's a little weird. If you
I'm
see
gonna tweet him while
if
you're
you see
reading
an
the first
awkward
question.
conversation between SFL Nick and SFL Zach on the tweeters, yeah, you know why.
All right.
Are you really doing it?
I'm really doing it right now.
That's a little weird.
Well,
I'm in the middle of it.
you gotta make sure you follow those guys first,
That's true.
or otherwise
I
you're not
follow
gonna see the
Zach.
conversation.
Oh, yeah. I don't like that Twitter does that. You got to put a period before it so that you can actually read the whole conversation.
There you go.
Yeah, why not? All right, let's get right into it since there is a lot going on. Free agency is a buzz with just rumors and crap and speculation because, yeah, it's that day and age. Just rumors are everywhere. It doesn't matter who you are. You're apparently a source. Congratulations.
Really? Hockey rumors? Nice.
Wait, what? What's that?
Well, it's free agency, you said. It's hockey free agency. NHL, baby.
The
Let's go.
real man sport.
Let's go.
I'm gonna wait until he's.
You know who just came home, right? Brian Giunta.
All right,
Love it.
Thank you for listening to our NHL talk for the day. We're moving on. Johnny M. writes, the Carmelo Anthony courtship tour continued yesterday in Texas. What do you make of the Jeremy Lin controversy? This makes me so angry.
Well, I think he's going to make a stop back home in Western New York to join his boy, Brian Giunta. That's what he's going to do.
He brought it back around, didn't
Rochester.
I had to. Come on, man. You give no love to hockey. No, you know what? If I was Jeremy Lin, I would feel disrespected too.
But why?
Come on, like he's not even off the team yet. You have to give him his due.
But
you couldn't come up with any other number.
That's
you couldn't just come up with any random number.
15, I guess. Wait,
give him 77? Who cares? Like it doesn't. It's a number to everybody else but Jeremy Lin, who is still with the Rockets.
I have a real question though. Like seeing yourself in the team's jersey, is that really a selling point? You're like, ooh, I look really good in red.
Yeah, it is. I mean, basketball, especially in sports today in general, it's all about your brand. You know, these guys, they sell their entire lives to consumers. So they have to feel good. They have to look good. They have to be prima donna lovely boys.
So you have to coddle these little babies in the NBA, right?
So is that why Charlotte changed to the Hornets? Because those jerseys are amazing. Like if you see a free agent going there, I'd be like, look at those awesome teal and purple jerseys. I'm in. Give me a jersey.
Screw the Bobcats.
Yeah, no, Bobcats were like baby blue. Like, come on now. Their alternate jerseys were horrible.
It's all about the buzz is back in Charlotte.
Is that really what they're saying?
I don't know. I just made that up.
Yeah, I was hoping. I was like, the buzz is back? Really?
You know what he could have done is he could have stayed in Denver and, been loyal to Denver. But instead he opted for free agency in 2010. Much like everybody nowadays because they're taking the power back.
He was traded to the Knicks, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely traded.
All right, fine. Well, he requested the trade then.
There was one. Okay. No,
demanded that.
No, you're
he
right.
did.
You're right. It was one of those Kevin Love situations where he basically said, nope.
Yeah, so I mean, these guys
trade me.
The players today have literally taken the control out of the owners' hands, and they make this game what they want. They really do. So I mean, yeah, you do have to appeal to them. You have to appeal to their ego. You have to bend over backwards to impress them in every way. But if I was Jeremy Lin, I would still be like, really? Like, come on, man. That's my jersey.
Here's the confusing thing. They left Jeremy Lin out of it because they know they're basically trading him if Carmelo comes. But Chandler Parsons was part of this whole meetup thing. So it was Harden, Dwight Howard, and Parsons, who they may not be able to keep if they give Melo the deal.
Yeah, he's probably going to be out of town.
That's
Definitely.
what I'm
saying.
right.
Well,
I mean,
there's a lot of teams courting him.
It's gonna be really weird because whatever happens here, like even in Chicago when they had the Rose workout, which I don't think we talked about yesterday, Rose actually worked out in front of Carmelo to say, hey, look, I'm healthy, my knee or whatever is fine. That's weird.
Why is free agency all of a sudden turned into a dating game?
You know what? It is.
It's literally a dating game.
What I was going to say is Taj Gibson was involved in that apparently with Noah and all those guys. But again, if it ends up being a sign-in trade with the Knicks, which it probably will because it's a bidding war basically, I mean, these guys aren't going to be – they're going to be sent back. Like Gibson will be gone or Parsons will be gone. They're not just going to go, nah, we're not going to give you a player.
Let's just blame this all on LeBron.
Yeah.
It seems like you can do that with a lot of things.
After his little teleconference there denouncing his decision.
Hey, but at least he had kids there, right? Was that the whole point of it?
Yeah, well,
there were kids there.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't do anything positive for LeBron James at all because it wouldn't have put his face in front of millions of people.
It vilified the crap out of him.
Wouldn't have built the LeBron James brand. It's all about the brand.
Can we stop talking about these crybabies and move on to something actually positive to come out of free agency?
Hockey.
No, stop it. All right, this is a good story. Chris D writes, Kyle Lowry just re-signed with the Toronto Raptors for 4 years, $48 million. How is it possible that the first big signing was for the least money? This is the best player outside of the big annoying four. The
big annoying four.
Right? The big three in Miami, then Carmelo the whiny baby.
I like it.
So let's be honest. Kyle Lowry, rumored to go Miami or the Lakers or everybody that has all this cap room that could potentially sign him, to a max deal. He's not a max deal guy, but honestly, 4 years, $48 million is a steal for a guy that should have been an all-star last year.
Yeah, and Toronto needed a point guard. Everybody thought they were going to draft one. Then they took
they were supposedly going to take Tyler Ennis right at 20.
Yeah.
And then he got taken at like 18.
Yeah, that's what Gottlieb said. Right?
Yeah, it's a Canadian guy.
Yeah.
Going to a
it would have made a
Canadian
lot of
team.
sense. That would have made a lot of sense. Yeah.
But yeah, the Phoenix Suns stepped right in and took Tyler Ennis away
said
from
no.
him. Yeah, they pretty much did say no.
I'm definitely glad he didn't go to Miami though, and joined up with the.
I don't even know if that was one of those speculations that never because when he signed this deal, he goes, Yeah, I belong in Toronto. He's like, I feel comfortable here.
Well, then hats off to him. Can we give him a round of applause for being a man and actually just staying there and saying, you know what, I'm going to build around me instead of going somewhere else.
He bounced around a little bit, didn't he? He was somewhere before
But he finally
Houston.
has a shot to be a feature player in this offense. It's him and DeRozan.
I actually, the way that this team looks right now, with a year plus together, this is a good core. They got DeRozan, you got Lowry, you got Valanciunas, who took a little bit of a step back. Amir Johnson took a step forward for the team.
Yeah.
Terrence Rollins is going to be interesting next year, although he can't. We showed in the playoffs he cannot guard big wings. Just cannot do it.
Amir Johnson actually is the last high school player drafted. Did you know that?
Was it really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
There you go.
That's interesting.
Ding.
Thank you for that information.
SFL guru.
Yeah, speaking of, there's a bunch of other things that went down, some little deals here and there. I can't believe me say this. Darren Collison got a 3 year, $16 million. What?
Boo.
Why is that so bad?
What are the Kings doing? They have Isaiah Thomas.
No, they basically, he says that they made him a promise that he's going to be starting for Sacramento. So see you later, Isaiah. He's done.
What?
I hate that.
Why?
I hate that move.
Isaiah played really well.
Why is he gone now?
It doesn't make sense.
They couldn't make some sort of situation where both of them are in the backcourt?
No.
Zero chance. No chance whatsoever.
If they told him, what's he going to start at the 2? Ben McLemore, see you later already?
And they got Stauskas, too.
He's a 2-3, isn't he?
Yeah.
Stauskas is not going to make an impact right away. He's too young. That's just the way it is. He needs a year or two. McLemore is terrible.
Yeah,
he is really bad. So why wouldn't Collison fit?
They were trying to trade him for breadcrumbs.
You probably can't even do that.
No, that's what I'm saying. They were trying to. They failed.
I don't know. I think there's many a situation that could work with those two.
Okay, if they bring back Isaiah Thomas and they're potentially doing maybe a 2-guard / coming off the bench being a 6-man thing for Collison, that's what he was doing well for the Clippers. His stats last year were inflated because he did play pretty well when CP3 was out. So, yeah.
They have a great team in Sacramento, I think.
They're just all basket cases.
But they've got some good guys up there. Boogie, Rudy Gay, Isaiah.
Basket cases.
I don't know. I think you could see a couple of different lineups where that could all really mesh. It could all gel.
It could, but again, I'd love to see it actually mesh and then go from there.
Well, I think the biggest problem that they have is character issues with DeMarcus Cousins.
Get a coach.
Everybody else, they'll fall in line when they have a leader to follow.
Yeah, they need a real head coach, like an actual crack the whip head coach.
Sure.
I like Malone. I'm a Malone fan.
Oh, of course.
I'm a believer.
Of course you are. I had to quickly bring up CJ Miles got a 4-year, $18 million deal to go to Indy to basically be their backup, point 2. He kind of plays that role.
How much? 4 years, $18 million?
Yeah, it's better than 3 years, $16 million for Collison. But let's be honest here. Guess how old CJ Miles is and how long he's been in the league. This is amazing.
Is he 23?
He is 27 years old and has been in the league. This will be his 10th season. He was a high schooler. Can you believe CJ Miles has lasted that long in the league? He's done really the journeyman backup guy his whole career.
I don't know. He's pretty much irrelevant. I don't even know why we're really talking about him.
I just want to say that. I literally brought it up because I wanted to tell you that he was 27, and I did not believe that. Oh. It kind of blew my mind a little bit.
So how about NHL free agency?
No.
You know what? I kind of would like to draw one comparison between the NBA and the NHL here.
I love
the fact that there is a circus. It's a circus in free agency for the NBA. You don't see that with the NHL. I think you can make two different arguments. The first of which is that the NBA is better at marketing its players. It's better at making sure that people know who their superstars are. But the other argument is that you just have a bunch of whining babies that don't know how to be men. And I'm sorry, but in hockey, you have that. There's a bunch of guys that have respect for the game, know they're not bigger than the game, and they still get paid.
Nick, can I interrupt you for a second?
Yes, you may.
He's heating up.
Yes, I am. Brian Giunta has had an off couple of years in Montreal, and then he goes to Buffalo, back home, and they sign him for 3 years, $12 million. That's amazing. That's great. And he shuts his mouth about the whole thing. So why not everybody just shut your mouth and play the game of basketball?
You know what? You've convinced me. You have 2 minutes. Go ahead. Talk about NHL free agency. Anything you want to talk about.
Thank you. The Sabres have done an amazing job. Can I just say that? Hats off to Buffalo. I think they've done a couple of great things. They signed Brian Giunta. I love him. He's good leadership. Matt Molson comes back. How the heck did they make that happen? That's amazing.
They just traded him away, didn't they?
They traded him away, and he was basically alone. And then he was back in free agency, and they signed him fairly cheap.
Is that a wink, nudge type thing, you think?
Good stuff. I like it.
Yeah, and they got a ton of picks out of that deal.
Absolutely. You're right. They got draft picks out of it, too.
Buffalo's
they have tons of
rebuilding,
guys.
yeah.
And their second overall pick, Sam Reinhart, great. Awesome.
So
Can't wait to see him in the Amerks organization.
Are you just this excited because it's your team? Oh, actually, you're
I'm a New Jersey Devils fan.
Yeah.
They did have a couple of good signings here and there, but they have a lot more work.
But we are in Rochester, 105.5 the team, and you're excited about the Buffalo Sabres' future.
I like what Murray has done as the GM.
Although Ryan Miller went bye-bye.
He needed to. He should have gone 2 years ago.
Yeah, hopefully they get some of that talent in Rochester here for the Amerks because I think they definitely need it.
Absolutely. We'll see what happens. I mean, obviously everybody's going to wonder about Sam Reinhart, whether or not he's going to play for the Amerks, but hockey's a little bit different. They like to throw guys and keep them in the junior system for a little while so that it doesn't cost against their cap. It's a little bit of a game there. So I think they did a lot of good things. I think they're still a couple of years off, but who knows?
It's sports. You got to play the game, whatever the game is. Throw people in the minors, hide their contracts, put them in Europe, whatever you got to do.
I'm going to clap for Murray.
Good
Tim
for
Murray,
them,
my man.
good for the Sabres, good for the Amerks. Maybe they'll let me throw out the first pitch in an Amerks game. Wait, is that not how that works?
Scoro. You can play Scoro.
I don't know what that is.
I'd like to watch him play Scoro.
Oh, I
shoot
have
the puck
no
through
idea
a
what that
hole.
is. All right, coming back, we are talking Friday, July 4th, Major League Baseball, and you're listening to the Star Fantasy League show on 105.5 The Team.
Play fantasy sports for cash prizes. Join the top daily and weekly fantasy leagues in the country at starfantasyleagues.com. Now, back to the Star Fantasy League show with Jonathan, Zach, and Nick. Only on The Team.
You got it wrong again. It is Thursday. Apparently, we had to call in a middle reliever because Zach had some other things to do. So Jason Gringer is with us on the show, not Zach Stanley.
It's more of a closer role since it's
that's
July
true.
4th tomorrow.
That is right. There will be no show on Friday. So you're in for a short, one of those eighth innings where it's kind of like we're not getting to the ninth. Oh, we don't have a lead. We're losing. It's fine. Just
We're
pitch the
losing.
eighth.
What are you talking about?
Let's be honest. Yeah, after yesterday,
winning.
we're losing.
We're winning.
We're
We're always winning. We're on the radio.
Hey, you know what? We're on the radio in Rochester. That's why we're winning.
Yeah.
We get to talk about garbage plates every Tuesday. We get to sing on Wednesday. It's a good time.
Well, now I'm hungry.
Sure.
Great. And now you're hungry. And after we're done with this show, we get to go eat dinner. It's exciting. No? Nobody
Depends where you're going to eat, I guess.
Are you really going to bring this up for the 80th show in a row where we're going to eat after the show? This is not a thing. People don't want to hear where we're like. What if they were driving? They're like, I'm heading to blank for dinner, and we're just talking about. They go, you know what? Turn the car around. We're going there.
But what are you doing for July 4th?
What am I doing for July 4th?
Going to be barbecuing?
I've been told I have plans, but no one has told me what they are. They just said show up and we will go to things. I don't actually know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Really?
I have friends who said we have plans and you're included, but I don't know what that means.
So you're just along for the ride.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not driving. I don't care.
I'll be driving down to North Carolina into a hurricane.
He's going to be fighting Arthur.
Hold on. How long? That's like a 14-hour drive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oi.
It's like 11 hours.
Okay. Oi.
But there is a hurricane in North Carolina.
So it's going to be like 14 hours. You're going to be like, let's go like 4 miles an hour.
Jason's just going to go down there with his umbrella and sit on the beach.
Ella?
Hopefully they have power so I can do my fantasy lineups.
Yeah, because if you don't do it on the weekend, you lose like Nick.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't make a lineup, you lose.
Oh, so I got
So you
Yes,
get a
you get
couple
three
wins.
three coming to me? All
You
right,
get
sweet.
You, get
Awesome.
two.
Right on.
You do realize at this point in the season, you're down 5 right now. It's
I've been
7
down 5 a couple of times, and I've come back.
in baseball?
Yes.
I've never been up except for now.
How many days left
Until
new
the All-Star
competition?
break?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Statistician, tweet us at SFL Show, figure it out. But we got to do something.
You can read a calendar. Tweet us.
Well, I don't actually know when the All-Star break is. That's what I'm saying.
I think it's like the
Mid-July.
July 18th or something like that.
Oh, so he has plenty of time to come back.
A couple weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
I gotta
Probably
go on a run.
12 days.
Do
something like
it.
that.
Doing
All
it
right,
up.
so we got to get to for Friday. We're looking ahead to tomorrow, July 4th. All the games start at 7:05 on StarFantasyLeagues.com, which gives us 9 matchups to look at. We created a segment yesterday called Studley or Chudley. That's where we look at the pitchers and we determine if they're Studley, if we're going to put them in, or if they're Chudley and we're going to stack against them. So we're going to continue this. Let's look right at we got 3 tiers as always on StarFantasyLeagues.com. You split them up by price: 15,000 and up, 10 to 15K, and 10,000 and under, where we find most of our chuds hiding. They're usually down there.
I don't know. I got some studs down there today.
You know what? The funny thing is, in the 10 to 15 category, the tier 2, I have lots of guys that I am staying away from like the plague today.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's a weird day. Despite the fact that most of these over-unders are around the 7 to 8.5 range, it's a weird day for over-unders. Really weird day.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to it. Top tier, the man, Clayton Kershaw, Mr. I don't know what a run looks like.
Yeah.
Chris Sale, and Dallas, I don't pronounce your name correctly, Kuchel.
Oh, come on, man.
I don't like the Keuchel name. It's just weird.
You're offended by his name.
It's a weird sound.
It's Keuchel.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's Dallas
name.
Keuchel.
Yes, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay?
He just keeps
There's
saying,
nothing
like,
wrong with that. The
I'm
man
gonna
was
keep
born with
yelling
this
it.
last name.
He was born that way, baby.
I mean, in terms of value in this top tier, I'm looking at Chris Sale. I like him against Seattle. They've been atrocious the past couple of games. And the other two guys, I think they're going to be fine. I mean, particularly
Fine?
Kershaw, because he can dominate against anybody.
Did you just say Kershaw has been fine? He had his
No, they're going to be fine, but I mean, he's 21,200.
He just had his no-hitter against this team and had another game where he had 11 points against the same team.
Okay, well, how many times can you do it? Do you really want to put your money on that?
He owns this team.
Okay, fine, but at 21,000, I would rather save 2,000 and go against Chris Sale or go with Chris Sale, who I know should be able to crush Seattle.
That's the funny thing. We really are. We're night and day here. I like Tanaka today for Clayton Kershaw tomorrow. I really like the big name pitcher if you can find value, and I really think on Friday you can find a lot of value. Mm-hmm. I have at least 3 or 4 guys I love under 5,000.
I am siding with Sale in this matchup.
Oh, good. Then I think I'm going to do well.
And I might be stacking against the chud of this group, Mr. Keuchel.
But yeah, I don't like anything about him. He had a really good start against them, but he also had a really atrocious start. He basically had a complete game. He pitched 8.2 with 8 strikeouts.
His last start was skipped, but he allowed 8 runs in 2 games prior to that. So Angels are also pretty good against left-handed pitching. I think they're like 4th in the majors and weighted on base against
except
lefties.
for last night. Jerks.
Yeah.
Except for the other night,
No,
guys.
I'm with you on that. I mean, I actually like to root for him. I really do. I like Dallas. He's a good guy. He's buddies with me, and he's just. I'm sorry, I just can't pick him.
I bet that's accurate. Sure, why not? All right, I actually like the other side of that matchup. Moving on to Tier 2, Kyle Loesch, C.J. Wilson, Alfredo Simon, Josh Tomlin, Lance Lynn, Irvin Santana, John Neese, Roenis Elias, Yordano Ventura, Nathan Eovaldi, and Alex Cobb. I like C.J. Wilson a lot.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Houston.
He made the sigh.
They're just and they're all the way back up to number 1 in strikeout percentage yet again, which means they are striking out in droves.
Yeah, he wasn't a guy that I was really targeting in this group.
I mean, okay, let's be honest. I'm going high and then I'm going low. Likely, I just say I like CJ. He's a little expensive for my taste, but
Well, the 3 guys I really like are Lance Lynn,
Yep.
Irvin Santana, and actually look at Alfredo Simon.
Really, I don't have either of those. Please tell me why you like Alfredo Simon and Irvin Santana.
Well, Simone, in his last 2 games started, he's been quite well. 14 innings pitched, only allowed 2 runs. The Reds have won all 6 of his June starts, so that's pretty good. Mm-hmm. He faced Milwaukee once this year. He only allowed 3 runs, so it's not bad. It was in Milwaukee. And Irvin Santana going up against Arizona. He faced them once, 7 innings pitched, no runs. He had a rough May, turned it back around in June. I don't know. I think he's maybe on the upswing a little bit.
I'm really worried about Simone because Milwaukee, we talked about it a couple times. Milwaukee was a top 5 offense in June. They really seem to be hitting their stride, but they've dropped off a little bit the past week.
That's what I was going to say, too. I think that, every team's going to reach a peak eventually when they're on a hot streak. I think that you might be able to kind of jump on that right now. You'd definitely be proactive. Let's be clear about that. You'd be kind of trying to jump ahead of the curve.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It could work. Lance Lynn is going to be – he should be able to dominate this Miami lineup. I've been picking against them constantly. Any right-hander against Miami, you should have a great shot. He should be just fine.
Yeah, Lance Lynn was just really roughed up in his last start, but this should be a big bounce back. He is my number 1 in this category, but I also like C.J. Wilson as a close second.
Seems like every other game he throws a gem.
Yeah.
Guess what? It's every other. Here we go.
Yep, here we go. He's at home. He's got much better numbers at home. And Marlins team, they struggle on the road, so...
let's be honest. They struggle in general.
Well, but not against Cole Hamels last night.
Oh, okay. You said against lefties. You did say that beforehand. Not the best matchup in the world, but this is the best matchup against righties.
Yeah, no, it really is. And I mean, we've seen Lynn this year. There are chances that he could throw an absolutely great game. So this is definitely one of those chances.
Yeah, but there are a bunch of stack artists in here. I'm all against John Neese.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Texas is a good shot there.
Texas is really – I think – the funny thing is I think you can find a lot of value on this Texas team, too.
Yep.
We talked about it the other day. You got Depending, man, where Odor was all around. I could have sworn I saw him at 6th one day and like all the way down to 9th the next day.
Yeah, you really got to look at their lineup because, well, I mean, they have so many injuries.
That's
you know,
true.
Jerickson Profar was a huge loss for them at the beginning of the season, and you just got to find out where everybody's batting.
Yeah, I mean, obviously give a look to the guy we love right now. Rios is at 469 weighted on base average.
Yep.
It's just that's a really pretty number against lefties.
Very nice.
Beltre is still he's just a really good price. He's been around that like
8,800,
yeah, he's been
8,500.
around there on StarFantasyLeagues.com. That's great. Under 9,000 for a top tier hitter like that.
Yeah.
That's perfect. In an offense that you will get people on base against John Neese, I believe.
Yeah.
His numbers just they look good until you get a little deeper. Low strikeouts, just everything looks meh. He doesn't really look like a star to me.
Yeah, he's just there. He's decent.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
mean,
I expect him to probably give up what his ERA says, probably 3 runs, and just there you go.
yeah, he's given up 3 earned runs in each of his last 3 starts.
There you go.
Rangers are 3rd in the majors, I think, against left-handed pitching as well.
They are right now. I have them listed as 1st overall.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Who knows if those stats are right? You
Yeah,
never know.
well, either way, they're top 5. That's great.
There you go. Perfect.
One other place that I'm looking is Josh Tomlin. I'm thinking you pick against him. I think Kansas City has been really solid top to bottom over the past month.
Yeah, you're on Kansas City.
But you can
aren't
find value there. That's why. You know, you might be able to throw in Alex Gordon or Salvador Perez, and you can still get some numbers out of them.
Billy.
Tomlin he had 19 fantasy points his last time out. The 5 or 6 starts before then, I don't think he even broke 3.
No.
Yeah.
So
They weren't
that
combined
was,
for 19.
Yeah, so that was that was an anomaly, big anomaly.
All right, and another one. Please stack the Chicago White Sox against Roenis Elias because they're the Jekyll and Hyde team. Good against one, bad against the other. I think that could be an
He's a
interesting
lefty,
little
isn't he?
Yes.
spot.
He is a lefty.
He's a lefty.
And
the White
they are-
Sox are terrible against
No,
lefties.
they're good against
They're
lefties.
27th in the majors against lefties.
Do I have it mixed up again?
Yes.
Throw my paper up in the air.
Yeah, I mean, even though they have been towards the bottom against
How do
left-handed pitching,
I get
though,
this backwards like half the time?
Yeah,
they've got a lot of good power right-handed batters.
Yeah, they
so,
do. Abreu. Ooh.
And I think Elias Sideri's got a 309 weighted on base, 2 right-handed batters. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I would just stay away from it, really. Unless you want to throw in Abreu. You could throw in Abreu.
Yeah, I have
You
Abreu.
can always be happy about
back and
that.
written down. But yeah, I'm eating my shoe. We're moving on since we're never bringing that up again. Tier 3, 10,000 under on StarFantasyLeagues.com for Friday, July 4th. You got Nick Tepesh. Good, he's finally pitching. Drew Smiley, Josh Colmenter, and Jorge De La Rosa.
In all honesty, I kind of like all of these matchups except for Smiley. I think that you can make a case for each one of these guys. None of them are that strong, obviously. That's why they're so low. But Colmenter against Atlanta, you got a righty against Atlanta.
Yep.
Tepesh against the Mets are terrible. De La Rosa against the Dodgers, you got a lefty against the Dodgers. And I know, John, I know you're not a fan, or I know that you said you can pick individual players against left-handed pitchers, but I think each one of them has a case to be made, and they're really all right at the same price.
Yeah, I mean, I like this category more than I like the middling one. Josh Colmenter's top on my list. He's just kind of there, but again, it is Atlanta.
He's had good games.
Yeah, I'm perfectly okay with anybody against Atlanta. It's not in Arizona, so that actually helps him out because that ballpark is not good for him at all.
Nope.
I think I like Tepesh here as my number 1 guy, actually.
Really?
Against the Mets.
I can't stand. I mean, I'm not picking anybody against him. It's just, come on.
It's the Mets.
2 of his last 3 starts, he's allowed 0 earned runs in both of those.
Yeah.
So only 5 hits total between those 2 games. He had one a little rough start in between, but it's the Mets.
I think that Tepesh and Colmenter, you can probably feel the most confident in this.
Definitely, yeah.
Man, we managed to get through Studley or Chudley. We did it. Wade Frowney wasn't in there. I was expecting him to be in every list when we're mentioning the word Chudley, but congratulations to Wade the other day who gave up another gem of an outing. Great job, Wade. All right, coming back, we're giving you all the top plays of the day for July 4th, Friday, and you're listening to the Star Fantasy League show on 105.5 The Team.
You're listening to the Star Fantasy League show. Contact the StarFantasyLeagues.com guys via Twitter at SFL Show.
Won't you please tweet us at SFL Show? Be a part of the Star Fantasy League show. Ask some fantasy questions. Who do you like? Who don't you like? Just ask us questions. Nick is lonely.
Why am I lonely?
You said on the earlier segment you were lonely. Tweet me.
Oh, in Twitterverse.
Yeah, I didn't mean in general. I meant your timeline is lonely, right?
Okay, sure. I'll take that.
You want some mentions.
I live in the here and now, in the reality.
What does that have to do with anything? What is he talking about?
I live in reality, okay? I don't live in
right.
Twitterverse.
Let's move along to the actual reality of picking our daily plays for Friday, July 4th, 2014. Go America.
Yeah.
Go America.
Bomb pops all around.
Yeah, those things are terrible.
What?
Really? Bomb pops?
I love bomb pops.
They're so American.
Yeah, they're American. I prefer Freezy Pop. I love Freezy Pops.
Dude, bomb pops.
Reminds me of camp. It tastes
You're
like
not American
sugar.
if you don't like bomb pops, Jim.
Oh, great. Yeah, I'm from a different. I'm Canadian. Whatever. All right, let's get to our plays.
I knew it.
He said it.
Let's get to our plays of the day. We got top plays, pitcher, batter. Right, I said it right that time. I didn't say hitter and batter for once.
You didn't say patter. You're right.
Right.
All right, I'm going to start it off because I know everybody wants to take Lance Lynn, but I'm taking him. Lance Lynn is going to be the pitcher of the day. I think all of us are on the same board. No, come on.
Oh, I
you
like.
said you loved him.
I like.
We
Lance
all love
Lynn.
Lance
Yes.
Lynn. I'm going to say he's going to be the play of the day.
Okay.
He's going up against Miami. They strike out a ton versus right-handed pitchers, and Lance Lynn has shown flashes of greatness this year. So I think
Flashes of greatness. I love
he has.
that.
I think he 1 or 2 complete games. I don't know. Batter of the day is going to be Alex Gordon for Kansas City. The reason is I think Josh Tomlin's going to come crashing down. He had a fantastic start last time out, 19 fantasy points, which is unheard of, especially for a guy at his price
Unless
tag.
your name is Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah, well, okay, that's true. But I think that Alex Gordon is going to be great, batting fourth in that lineup. Value play is going to be Brandon Guyer for Tampa Bay, outfielder. He's at 4,900. The Rays have been great offensively over the past couple of weeks. They're much better versus left-handed pitching. Drew Smiley is on the hill, and Guyer's been batting third, so I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities to score. And stack the Tampa Bay Rays just for all the reasons that I just described.
Smiley Miley.
Good job.
Go
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jason. Keep going.
All right, pitcher of the day is going to be Chris Sale for the
Wow.
White Sox.
He didn't take any of my guys. I'm so excited.
Yay. He hasn't been as dominant lately, but he's faced some very tough offenses in June. He still struck out 41 guys in 42 innings pitched. Mariners are 29th against left-handed pitching. My batter of the day is going to be Jose Abreu, another White Sox. He's the second highest batter tomorrow on Star Fantasy Leagues, but listen to his numbers. He's got a 17-game hitting streak, which is pretty crazy for a power guy. He's got 7 homers, 16 RBI.
He's
only
talented.
10 strikeouts in those 17 games. He's got a 344 weighted on base average against left-handed pitching, which surprisingly is only 38th in the American League.
Boy.
Value play of the day, Matt Kemp in Colorado against Jorge De La Rosa.
Yeah, Dodgers.
He's got 4 doubles, a triple, 3 homers against him. It's in Coors Field. In last series in Colorado, he went 5 for 9.
Perfect. Stack. Go.
I was going to say Giants, but I guess they're not playing at 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
so
they're not.
Let's go with the White Sox.
All right, White Sox. I'm going with Yasiel Puig. I love the Dodgers. I'm stacking the Dodgers. I'm stacking everything involved with Dodgers. Kershaw, Van Slyke for value. Just Dodger. Also, I like another value guy because I'm putting in Kershaw. You need to get a lot of value in there. Ender Inciarte is hitting at the top of that Diamondbacks lineup. He's actually been faring pretty well, and he's really, really inexpensive.
All right.
He's actually, I kind of like him. I've been
You just
talked
like
into
you
him.
just like to say his name. I
Ender
think.
Inciarte, yes, I do.
Ender?
That's a first name and a last name.
Game
like
Ender?
mashed together.
Ender's Game.
Yeah, why
Isn't that
not?
a movie?
Yeah.
It might be. You know what's not a movie, though? Playing on StarFantasyLeagues.com, it's a reality. Nick, you like reality, yeah?
It's a reality and a fantasy.
No. Stop that.
I like having real friends is what I said.
Okay, perfect. Get real friends. Play on StarFantasyLeagues.com. Make friends with the people on the site. $5 free. Tweet us at SFL Show. It's the best day to get started with daily fantasy sports. I have a good one for you, Nick, today.
Yeah?
If you want Carmelo to stop his whining, seriously, we all do. Take it easy, guys.